Over the next 9 minutes, I'm about to knock out this really cute bob on Jessica that's straightforward. At the same time, there's a couple little helpful tips in there that I think are going to aid you in getting through this haircut and other haircuts in general. We're starting off with a center profile section. I've got what's called a pitched horseshoe, separating the top of the head from the sides and the back of the head. What you can see that I'm doing in the back is Jessica already had this pre-done, but she's got a low hairline that she's already been shaving, and so I just dialed that back in, used a foiler. Super straightforward, just eliminating any of the extra length in there. Now this technique is really cool. This is creating reference points. As you can see, I'm taking the comb to the desired length in the front, angling it to the shorter bits in the back, right at the front of the ear, the back of the ear, center of the back, and the very front of the hairline there, taking small little notches in the haircut, and then basically just playing connect the dots. And it's rather straightforward. We are going to be building a concave baseline in her haircut to the round of her neck. Now, Jess has rather curly hair, porous hair. It's a bit frizzy, so in general, as a best practice, less tension's probably the way to go. Creating a contact point right here for the right side, the second side, to make sure that I've got balance, symmetry, and each side is equal. I'm blunt cutting these lines right now. So even though that she's got a little bit more porosity in her hair, weight at the base of this haircut is going to keep it hanging longer so it doesn't shrink up with that curl. And if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Now, if you haven't already subscribed to Hairdressing Made Easy, definitely hit that subscription button. We get tons of haircuts in here, fun tutorials. Give us a thumbs up and share it with your friends. We're working into the third section now. This is the second section on the left side. Underneath the pitched horseshoe, everything continues to be on base, held at 0 degrees, and you can see the over direction that's happening at the back of the ear as I continue to build a diagonal line that is being cut blunt. These shears, there's another contact point. There's another contact point. If you like these contact points, definitely throw it down in the comments there. This is so helpful, and I'd say the hardest thing about anything with hair is cutting both sides even. And if you can relate to me with that, throw that down in the comments as well. So contact point, contact point. Now we're working above the pitched horseshoe in the back of the head. We're going to drop all that down to 0 degrees one more time. Now finishing everything that files between one shoulder and the next. Yeah, the back's done. So dropping the sides down. As you remember, we created those reference points underneath the pitched horseshoe in the very beginning. You can see that little notch point in the front of her hairline. Now with no tension at all, cutting to that reference point, and no tension because this is a red flag area. We've got her shoulders, we've got her ears, we've got less hair per square inch on the sides of the head, which means it's going to shrink up a little bit. So I want very little tension. I want the hair to almost hang where it's going to live once she dries her hair, creating a contact point for that second side, so I'm certain that I'm going to create balance. Once again, this is a concave baseline. We're cutting it square to the head. We want it square because that leaves us a little bit of additional weight behind the back of the ear, compensating for her calyx and any sort of nuances that may shrink up. And if you've ever cut a bob or anything of a haircut, you know that over the ear there, the hair can shrink up and you can get that little hiccup. Oh, that's a fun angle right there. So again, everything on the top of the head, like I did on the sides, was cut to natural fall. Not just shaking it out, having a good time with my friend here. Jess has got a dope podcast. Always has great topics, not just about hair, but about well-being as well, and staying positive. And she's just a cool cat. She's fun, she's light, she's easy. I do want to say, as I'm moving up into the face framing right here, I've got 2 diagonal forward partings coming from the top high point of her head, and I'm going to build this down from the base of the cheekbone all the way down to just below her chin. That is going to be a signature piece in her haircut that isn't going to meet the length of the haircut. I want that to be a little bit of cluster, kind of like a curtain fringe. And you can see right in through the center there, I'm just connecting one side to the next, creating contact points for that second side as well. So I've got symmetry on each side, and then connect it from that longest point to the shortest point. And this is what I was going to say earlier, but then I just kept cutting and wanted to fill you in. I am using arc scissors, Paragon 2s, super incredible for creating blunt lines. They need to be sharpened about once or twice a year. I am getting into a little bit of styling right now. I've got some Kerastase and Mr. Smith. The Kerastase is a product called Chromothermique. The Mr. Smith product is called Volumizing Spray. You guys all recognize this blow dryer. That's a Dyson Supersonic. And I'm using an Olivia Garden 1-inch barrel ceramic brush right there. I will throw all this down in the comments below. If you use any of these tools, definitely put it in the comments. You're like, Trav, I'm on the same page. Yeah, let's continue to share our favorite tools together, which I love. Everything in the blow dry right now is being cut from, or being blown dried from sopping wet hair to dry hair. Everything was being combed horizontally and brushed horizontally, aside from around the face. And as you saw, I held the brush diagonally away from the face, so I got that sweeping effect from it. And we are going to get into some dry cutting in just a few minutes once we get all this dry. A little bit of volume, a little bit of a good time. I'm such a nerd. Yeah, now we're getting through the back just to displace a little bit of weight through the back of the head. A lot of us call this invisible layering, which is sort of a funny thing to call something. But needless to say, we are internal channel cutting. So you can see I'm about 3 to 4 inches from the length there. I'm closing the shears, so slicing through the ends to displace weight. Everything is being held straight out. This is called vertical flat layering. And continuing just to remove weight through the ends move a little bit more whimsically. And then when we style the hair at the very back end, we can sort of shift the hair around a little bit with our hands so it's lighter. Yeah, it's just got a little bit more of a fluffier, less heavy effect to it. And here's a big word: the juxtaposition between a light surface, a textured edge, and a heavier baseline is, I think, one of the things that's happening currently with bob shapes and bob lengths right now. That's a beautiful side angle there of that A-line bob. Once again, if you haven't already subscribed to Hairdressing Made Easy, make sure that you hit that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up. Definitely share this with your friends. It helps us to grow our channel. It helps us to navigate this information to more hairdressers like you. Or if you're just watching our videos because you enjoy watching hair, definitely share it with your friends as well, because it really helps us tremendously. Every thumbs up, every subscription helps us to pay for the channel, and this is how we get through the entire process. Now, I am shifting gears here. I put my other scissors down. I picked up a different set of arcs. These are texturizing shears called 32s. And it's not 32, it's 30/2. It means it's 30 teeth in this shear, removing 20% of the hair when I close the shears. So 30 teeth, 20% reduction. And I was working underneath the occipital bone there just to move a little bit of weight around. Now it looks like I'm looking into the camera and just seeing what's working, what's not working, and continuing to work in the curtain fringe here. I'm combing the hair T to the diagonal part, back to this internal channel cutting that we saw before, and cutting from the inside out. Everything is being held flat to the ground or parallel to the ground. So you see as I comb that across her head, I'm holding the surface of it parallel to the ground. And your elevation will determine a lot. The closer that hair is towards the face, the heavier it's going to be. The more I elevate it up from the face, the more we're going to be removing bulk and weight. And then just continuing to work through some details in there. Combing it through a little bit of a side part to see that 80s volume. Ah, Jess is so dope. It came out so good. My friends, if you like the video, definitely subscribe to our channel. Check out our classes. We got tons of e-courses on our website that are more detailed tutorials. We really appreciate you. Thanks for subscribing to Hairdressing Made Easy, and we will see you in that next haircut.